Yeah, I
How's
can
the
see
weather in
almost.
Murfreesboro?
It's it's good. It's not
Yeah,
raining. Still a little
we're,
dreary, but
we're drizzly down here today.
yeah.
What do you call a kangaroo? What do you call a kangaroo's lazy Joey? You know what a Joey is?
hmm
What do you call a kangaroo's
Um,
lazy Joey?
I don't know.
How about a pouch potato?
That's good.
Pouch potato. I know that's bad. Take that
That's
home
good.
and serve
Dad
it.
joke.
Hey guys, Aaron Cochran, by Tennessee team lead. I'm here with our preferred vendor, our preferred lender, Bryan Johnson, the money man. Today, we just want to give you a little insight. We're realtors, we're loan officers. To some people, we're scary people. They fear conversations, and we just wanted to get a little bit in, who Bryan is, and he's a family man. He's a Tennessee local. Went to college here. We're going to dive into anything and everything. Why he loves living in Murfreesboro. Lots of stuff. So, welcome, Bryan.
Hello again. Thanks for having me again. Yeah, Bryan Johnson with Primis Mortgage. Been hanging out with Aaron and Cassandra and his team for over a year now.
Yeah.
Um, Again, excited to be on the podcast.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your history in Murfreesboro. Let's start there. Like, I know you eat, breathe, live, sleep. If I need a referral for something in Murfreesboro, hey, where do I get a suit pressed? Where do I go get a good bite to eat? Where do I take the kids to play? Bryan's usually got an answer for me. Why do you know all this, Bryan?
Yeah. So I was born in. My parents went to Auburn. That's where they met. So I was born in Auburn, Alabama, but we were only there for a year. But we're in Georgia for a year. But I've been in Murfreesboro since preschool. So yeah, I've grown up here and um, have been around. And with my family and my in laws, they're pretty well connected as well. But yeah, I love Murfreesboro. Love Middle Tennessee.
Went to
That's where,
MTSU?
yeah, I went to MTSU. So I went to Riverdale High School here in town. Went to MTSU. Met my wife in college. She's from here as well, but met her in college through the college ministry at the time
Nice.
at Bel Air at Bel Air Baptist, which is a local church here in town. So that's where we were going at the time, and that's where we met. So a lot of our college friends we're still connected with, and carved out some good relationships
Yeah.
through MTSU and church, and it's been good to us, that's for sure. And then real estate, obviously, the real estate market has been fun as well here in Middle Tennessee, all the way up, Nashville, trickling all the way down into all these surrounding counties. That's been really cool as well to see the real estate transform and all of these different cities and towns
Yeah.
grow a lot. So that's
So
that's been fun to play a role in that.
you haven't always been at Primis Mortgage. What drew you to Primis? Like, why Primis? Like, what makes it where you hang your hat today?
Yeah, so our group of 30
Yeah.
people maybe. So there's some loan officers, underwriters, processors. All of us moved to Primis when that it would have been a year and a half ago. And one of the things that we liked is because some of these bigger banks, there's different companies, and some of them have more legacy processes and protocol. They're not as nimble. So when it comes to Primis, it's a younger, newer company that's very nimble in terms of we don't get in our own way, and we can adapt, and we can bring on new products quickly,
Hmm.
so we can move quickly and adapt to this ever-changing market. So that's been the best thing. And the fact that I can call the head of underwriting, or I can call my underwriters, we can actually get people on the phone. Some of the bigger banks, I'm not trying to knock other banks, but
No,
some
but
of the other banks can be a little bigger, where in previous companies, I did have to submit a support ticket that then needed 24 hours for them to respond to then maybe agree to me having a conversation with an underwriter. So very bureaucratic, I guess.
so Primis is just
And
a lot less clunky. It's more of a
Exactly.
small town feeling, small town lending, but a lot of capabilities, a lot less chunk and clunk and things like that. Hey, I kind of
Yeah.
like that. You need to run
Yeah.
that
I mean,
slogan up the flagpole. No less
I know.
Primis
I know.
Mortgage,
I
a lot
need
less chunk and clunk.
chunk and glunk. So, but even with the leadership, they know what's important. So even like on the bank side, you have the ability to be on the golf course through some of the services that they provide. And if you need $200 cash, like you're going to go to an ATM, well, they have a service where it can get delivered to you. Um, so they have like, anyway, they're very forward thinking when it comes to just the new way of banking. Not that the
Yeah.
old school brick and mortar is bad, but there's also technology that we can leverage. So all the way up from leadership having that mindset, that just trickles all the way down to what we do, and they're always thinking about how they can help us stay ahead and leverage technology or leverage, even if it's a unique brokered loan program that we may not use a lot, but we still have access to it. So they're
Yeah.
good at just giving us access,
We've
and
utilized plenty of those. I know that.
we have. So
So, usually when we get the denial somewhere else, usually it's a client coming to Cassandra and I or our team and going, "Hey, I got denied over here, so on and so forth. Hey, I need to get Brian to look at this." And like you said, brokered products that the other banks they don't conform to, and we're able to get the thing done. So that's excellent.
mhm. Yeah, for
So
sure.
Brian, you live in a unique neighborhood in Murfreesboro. When I say it's unique, I don't know. I think you guys have a lot of community and a lot of I don't know. It's like it's your home outside of your home, but around your home, and you guys are constantly doing stuff. I mean, your social media just blows up with like. Do you guys even live in your house? You and your neighbors? Like it's like you guys just live in the front yard. I saw a
I
video
know.
of your wife and a neighboring wife like competition mowing yards the other day. Like
Oh, yeah.
what goes on in your neighborhood?
Yeah, Kenzie makes me look bad when she mows the yard, but she likes to mow the yard, okay? I'm
Yeah,
sure people drive by and they're like, "That Brian is the worst
it was a
husband."
good
But no,
looking mower, by the way. And just so you know,
she yeah, and
compliments.
that was another neighbor's mower that's,
Okay.
four-wheel drive, has 2 blades. Anyways, that's another conversation, but, no, we live on a great street, Prim Springs Estates here in Murfreesboro. There's probably 7 or 8 families with kids around our kids' ages. So, no, we're just all about community. We just love people. We love hanging out with people, and people probably use this phrase too much, but doing life with each other. But
Yeah.
we truly try to do that at church. We're at New Vision here in town, but they call them refrigerator buddies. That just means like when you're
I don't
close
think I've heard
enough.
that term.
Yeah, it just means like when you do life with people, like real life, like you and I would be these two. But when you really know someone, you can go in their house and get eggs out of their fridge, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you have that type of relationship where there's no walls like that. So, anyways, we have some good relationships like that, and we believe in like actually doing life with people and getting to know those around us. And
Yeah.
again, I personally believe we were created for community. I think you believe that as well, and I think that's why we
100%.
love. That's probably one of the reasons why we love real estate. We just get to meet so many folks and get to step into an important decision and buying a home, and it's just exciting. So it's just a different type of community and more of a professional setting. But it all looks the same. It's just getting to know people, helping people get from point A to point B,
You guys do a lot of
helping solve
community
problems.
events and stuff like that too. Like I've heard of you guys do like a pickleball tournament and in the street,
Yeah,
or is it you guys have a pickleball court, or is it just like a breakout session like growing up like we did roller
yeah,
hockey in the cul-de-sac? Like is that what it
yeah.
is?
We
But it's the
do.
adults, right?
Yeah, yeah. So further down the street. So one, I call him Mayor Eric, but no,
Mayor
Eric.
Eric. Okay. So
He
there's a
built.
hierarchy within your fridge community.
Yeah, possibly, but no, he actually built a pickleball court in the back of his backyard. So there's like an official pickleball court there. So that's where we play now. But yeah, they'll play they'll be playing hockey in the street. So when you're driving home, like, they're picking up the nets and kind of moving out of the way. And to me, that's what a neighborhood should look like. I'm just excited for the kids to have other kids to grow with, and just do community
Yeah.
in that way. So it's definitely been fun for sure.
And it's rare to see stuff like that. Like whenever I go to somebody's home and I'm talking to them and I'm doing a consultation and I'm learning about them and I'm learning about the community and finding out how I can market their home, I can usually tell the level of community that they have around them by just asking about the neighbors. Like, hey, what's your relationship with your neighbors? And it's amazing how nowadays that there are so many people that go, I don't know, I never talk to him. He works a lot, or I work a lot. I don't know. I rarely see him. It's not community. So like you almost have this, I don't want to mean to use the term, but you have this utopia. Like what was what's the movie Pleasantville or whatever, where it's just like very traditional, like everything that everybody wants. So you live in, I mean, being in Murfreesboro, you're in a suburb, you're in more of the hustle and bustle, but you have a very traditional community, something that
Mhm.
you or I would have experienced growing up that we don't necessarily find nowadays. So,
Yeah, I mean, I guess it takes more effort to pour into people and get to know people.
do you
And I
think
guess
that
not everyone cares to do that, maybe.
can you attest that to, I mean, growing up in the South, could you attest that to more Southern culture? Like, what's the what's the melting pot of your neighborhood? Are they all, traditional Southerners? Are they from all over the country? Like,
Yeah,
what's
I would say no, not really. I mean, I've got
oh,
a neighbor to the left. They came from California. Technically, my other neighbor is originally from Iowa.
I mean, some of
Um,
us do go running from California because we want things like this. So, I mean,
yeah, I
that's
got
okay.
Harry down the streets from London, and his wife's from California, and then another couple's from Colorado. So we actually do have a large representation of different areas.
Yeah. We hear the term here in Tennessee, don't California my Tennessee so often. And honestly, I don't really think that I don't think really that's the case. I think it's a lot of very like-minded individuals moving to the state and creating communities like where you live now. So,
Yeah, I guess I just don't know any different. I know not everyone wants that. I mean, I know some people just want to come home and not. And I have those days too, where it's I need to check out.
yeah,
But no, I guess I've always grown up being around people, and
yeah,
I mean, I'm a 7. Well, I guess Kinsey's a big Enneagram. All these girls like the Enneagram numbers, but I
okay,
guess I'm a big. She and I both are 7s, which I guess is like the extrovert, whatever. So for the most part, I'm an extrovert, but then I'm also introverted. Sometimes
yeah.
I get to that point where I need some alone time. But no, for the most part, we absolutely love hanging out with people. So we're
Yeah.
always outside
So
doing
some of
something.
the kids, some of your kids have gotten into sports as of recent, right?
Yeah, they're in baseball and softball right now.
Okay.
So
How's that?
we're
This
doing.
is their first year in those?
It is, yeah, first year, second season for Everly,
Okay.
and we're just going with the flow, going
So
with the
how do
flow.
you
So
h so you've got a lot of projects going on. You're overseeing your lawn right now. You've got kids in sports. You've got a community that you spend time and energy with and pour into, as you say, and, you go to church and you're working home. Like, how do you find that balance? Like, is it compartmentalized into work if you really do love what you do? Is it just one big melting pot of just synergy?
yeah, that's a good question. Because I'm still trying to find the balance sometimes. But no, I think I just enjoy everything that I do. So I don't look at I haven't looked. I mean, I've been full commission. Just to be transparent, I've been full commission for 8 years now. So I haven't looked at like 9 to 5
I couldn't imagine.
in so long. So I don't look at 5 o'clock and I'm like, cool, I'm done working. Like I just don't operate that way. I'm just very fluid and just
Yeah.
and I think the kids have learned that. And Kinsey's been great because her dad has owned a freight brokerage for years, so she's grown up seeing him always working, but he has a fantastic balance, meaning he can jump on the phone and hammer work for 10 minutes and then he's immediately back with family.
Yeah.
So I think it's you just have to know how to do that, and when you're then present with your kids, like truly be present with the kids. But I'm just getting them, I'm always trying to remind them that, look, I do still have to work and I'll take some calls, but I get to do it where, I'm still at your baseball game and I'm watching you play baseball, but I have the ability to work and take a phone call while I'm at your baseball game. To me, that's a huge pro in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm still able to kind of move around and do what I need to do, but still work. But it does take some balance so that the kids feel and feel heard and feel seen,
Yeah.
even in the midst of work. So
Cassandra and I talk about work-life balance with our agents a lot. And, I had a conversation with an agent on our team as of recent, and, they were worried about being there and being connected. And I told him, I was like, hey, if you had a 9 to 5 job, like you just wouldn't be there at all. So
right.
don't be afraid to do a little bit of work. And, it's okay to answer a text message or respond to a call, but like you said, you don't work a 9 to 5. So there's a lot of balance when you're working with clients, our clients, anybody's clients, about stuff is you might not answer the phone from 5 to 7 because you're having dinner and you're putting the kids down, but you might call them back at 8:30 at night.
Hmm.
Like it's not traditional banking hours. So it's just everybody understanding and being respectful to everybody's boundaries and so on and so forth. You're also not going to
Right.
cold call somebody during dinner. So, which I've
Right.
experienced a lot lately.
Right. Yeah. It's
So,
like the pest control people that door knock like right at dinner, and
yeah.
they're
Like,
adamant.
you are the pest. Please get off my porch.
Please, yeah, please get off my lawn.
Yeah. So you guys like to
Yeah,
vacation down what Gulf Shores, stuff like that, right? It's you guys
yeah,
did a really
we
nice
love the beach.
family vacation this year.
Yeah, we love the beach. And I just love the kids, and Kinsey love the beach. So it's just for me as the leader of the house, I just want them to always have that time as well. So so yeah, we love the beach. But even at the beach, I'm still working, but
Yeah.
I get to work. So I get to work.
Well,
But
you work
normally
so
the
that you have
vacations are
those
good.
abilities. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do
Your
think
family has
it's,
those abilities to do that stuff. If you
yeah,
weren't working, we wouldn't be here. So I have to explain that to my kids all too
I
often.
know. I know. So no, I think it's a very simple mindset shift when it comes to what we do. And 'cause there's so many things you could complain about and be negative about in terms of our industry, or how much we work, or when we have to work. There's just so many things you can complain about and be negative about. But it's just this simple mindset shift, in my opinion, that if you just kick it just over here, and you're just positive, and you just work, and you just
Yeah.
work hard and keep a good attitude. Like, it's just, and that sounds so cheesy to say, but that's just, I try to stay in that lane and just have that approach and just be grateful. Even if a phone call is at 8:30 p.m., it doesn't matter. I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
And we've seen it get slower in the past couple of years, so that also helps you become more grateful for those phone calls. My father-in-law calls those peanut butter calls, meaning it's putting food on the table. And I've heard him say that, and I've said it too. Like,
Yeah.
look, don't apologize for calling me at 9 p.m. You're putting food on my table. So,
Yeah.
thank you for calling. And how can I help you? So
Right.
that's a little bit of my approach. So
Yeah. So I've put you on the spot in the past. I've called you for Cassandra and I, and Cassandra and I have only lived in Tennessee 2.5 years, and we visited frequently, family and stuff like that in the past before we moved here. But let's paint the scenario. You're going to go on an overnight with Kinsey. Where are you going on an overnight that's obtainable? Where are you staying? Where are you eating? Where's your entertainment? Like, what's your go tos? I
yeah,
know you've got some. I know you probably have a lot, but it's like, what's
yeah.
your favorite?
Well, no, as of right now, if we did like our staycation, we would probably just do our Nashville staycation. So we typically try to pick a newer boutique hotel somewhere because there's so many. There's a lot off of like Printer's Alley. So I don't know. We'll probably stay at some random hotel and then pick another dinner place that we probably haven't gone to, because there's a lot of newer, nice restaurants. So we try to hit a new restaurant if we can, and maybe maybe just then go grab drinks somewhere.
Yeah.
Nothing
That
crazy.
that's the
Just a
hard thing
little
in Tennessee,
Nashville.
especially in Nashville. If you go, "Hey, I wanna pick a new restaurant," it's almost to the extreme of, like, I could Google it the night before, and I could wake up the next morning, and there's, like, 3 more options that weren't there last night, and you go, "Where did this come from?"
I know, I know. So we are pretty dialed back. So one of the
Yeah.
last few times we did that, we were in like Germantown or something, and like there was a scooter because they've got all the little electric scooters,
Yeah.
and so yeah, there was only one. So she and I both were jumped on the same scooter and like just ended up driving a scooter around and drove it around Nashville's Bicentennial Mall, which is that big mall park area. So I
Yeah.
don't know. We just kind of go with the flow. We got engaged in the Bicentennial Mall too, so that's one
Okay.
reason why we drove over there. But yeah, we're
Yeah.
easy to please. I think we just like experiencing new things and good
Yeah.
food. So that's probably what we do. Go to Nashville. Other than that,
Stay off
maybe like
Broadway. Like, stay away from Broadway.
yeah, Kinsey has. I love Broadway, but no, Kinsey does have one of those hats that says locals don't like Broadway or
No.
something like that.
The
But
only reason I
no,
go to
I like
Broadway is to
Broadway.
people watch. I just park me on a bench, give me a
Yeah,
beer,
I
I'll
like
watch it.
people watching, and I
Yeah.
love. Our Broadway's it's blown up down there. So, and then we'll go to random concerts. We got tickets. Someone gave us tickets to like we were 8. I'm not kidding. Like 8 feet off the stage for the Jonas Brothers concert, which was it was like all females and then me and like 2 other dudes. So that was
And
good. Just making eye contact.
you're wooing with the best of them. Whoa.
I don't know. I made eye contact with the guys. Like we're doing
Yeah.
it. We're here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get
here
it.
we go. So, um, yeah, we'll do anything and everything. And then again, the beach. But even going to Gatlinburg, staying in
Yeah.
a cabin, we haven't done that in a minute. We probably could do that.
That's on our short-term bucket list, I think.
Yeah.
Son and the girls
Yep.
and I. We like if we were to do a date night with Cassandra and I like Franklin,
Yeah.
little stay in
Yeah.
Franklin, little graze on Main, listen to
Love
some
Franklin.
music, walk around, grab some ice
Hmm.
cream, head back to the room. Just low
Yep.
key. Less hustle and
Hmm.
bustle. Pay my $50 for parking.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Arring- Arrington Vineyards is fun, and I think your team event. That's your next team event. Is that Arrington, right?
Yeah, we're doing a picnic coming up here next weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend.
Yeah.
It's our first team picnic, so it's just a way for us to get together and bond. And we've invited our preferred vendors and getting them in there and getting everybody intertwined and mingling
Yeah.
and having fun. So it should be a good event.
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, Arrington's great. We love that. We love that spot for sure. There's just so many cool things happening around Middle Tennessee for sure. So we
Yeah,
enjoy it.
that's good. So what's the latest and greatest that's coming to Murfreesboro that you're excited about? Like, what have you seen? You guys are getting an In-N-Out burger again soon. Like, there's stuff
Yeah, I would
coming.
say for me, it's I'm drawing a blank on the
Did you ever take the kids ice skating there in Murfreesboro? I'm thinking
yeah,
about taking the
yeah, a few
girls up
times.
this year.
Yeah,
Cassandra cannot ice skate worth a lick, but
yep,
I can, oddly enough. You wouldn't think it. I scream ice skater.
yeah, exactly. No, I'm drawing a blank on the grocery store, the like organic
You're getting
Trader
a Trader
Joe's.
Joe's. Yeah, you're
Sorry,
getting a Trader Joe's.
that's probably the most recent biggest thing that's happening. That build is 2/3 of the way done, maybe halfway done.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Broad Street or Broadway, not Broadway, Broad Street in Murfreesboro, they're completely redoing that. So there's going to be a lot of retail, and I think there's going to be 2 pedestrian bridges that go over Broad Street.
Oh yeah.
And then there's a river that was covered years and years and years ago that comes off of Stones River. So they're opening that back up and making some greenery and some sidewalks. So there's a lot happening to Broad Street right off the square.
You have
So
been on
that's,
the Murfreesboro Facebook page. I can
yeah,
remember these stories coming out of there. What's his name that runs
yeah.
that page?
Oh,
I
I
always
don't, I
forget his
don't know his
name.
name. Yep,
He's slick. Yeah, he just keeps
yep,
everybody in Murfreesboro informed, and
he does. So there's a lot happening. There's a lot of
yeah.
cool things happening. So
Well, it's good to hear that, that Murfreesboro, even though there's a lot of hustle and bustle and things like that, that there's a lot of community and um, like how big's the church you go to? How many people do you think you have that attend your
oh
church on a
goodness,
regular?
I'm terrible at numbers. I mean, it's a big church.
It's not the
It's
World Church. I mean, the World Church is like 3 city
World Outreach.
blocks.
Yeah,
World
World
Outreach.
Outreach is the biggest. New Vision's pretty big, but you're still well connected because we have a good small group there. Wednesday, so on Wednesday nights, I'll teach second graders.
Okay.
So that's fun. Humbling. I don't have great classroom management. I've learned. I've got to crank it up with some of these second graders. Um,
Gosh, I can't
but
even.
that's fun.
I struggle to teach my girls. Like, I couldn't imagine teaching a group of them.
Yeah, it's just yeah, it's wild. They all like want to go to the bathroom at the same time and not listen, and they smack each other. But no, it's good. So for a big
It's a
church,
morning.
yeah. So I like it though. For a big church, it's you are able to have community, um,
Yeah.
and it's very intentional in terms of the leadership there, and when it comes to community and whatnot. So
Yeah. That's
yeah,
good.
we enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, like I said before when we started this, it's the biggest thing is just to try to take down the barriers for people and understand that we're human beings and that it shouldn't be scary conversations. And you'll hear me talk about in several videos that, the lender conversation is always the scary conversation. And we're enablers and we try to help people get done what they want to do. And we're not offering no's, and we're not like, we have a family. Like, you're seeding your own yard. Like, your wife mows the
Mhm.
yard. Like, there's it's it's not the big scary banker man,
Right.
and they just need to understand to pick up the phone. And I'm looking forward to the next person picking up the phone and calling you and just asking you about pickleball before they even get into
Yeah.
their loan. Like,
Yeah.
just understand that we do the same things that you guys do, and we're not money hungry driven. Like, we're just trying to put food on the table for our families, and we sacrifice a lot for our families, and we sacrifice a lot of our family time for you. So
Hmm. Yeah.
it's
That's definitely my biggest takeaway with lending on
mhm.
my side of the fence is, again, it's not this big, it doesn't have to be this big scary conversation. I'm not this big scary banker. Like, let's just have a conversation. And I try to do Zoom calls. I did a Zoom call earlier in the week. I'll try to do that if people want to and are willing, because that helps break down some barriers. And like, look,
Yeah.
we're just 2 people eyeballing each other. Let's
Well,
chat through your game plan.
and you've
Um,
always shared with me your biggest complaint is you don't get a lot of FaceTime with people because
right,
usually it's a loan application, and there's a lot of transactional processes in what you do, and you don't get to go show the homes and learn about the family and all that stuff that we do as agents. So yeah,
right,
hopping on that Zoom call just creates that relationship and makes
right,
people understand that you're here to help them accomplish what their goals are and to put them in the best scenario. And
right,
we've talked about it before. Being a broker, you have the ability to share with them different options and allow them to pick the best option that fits their needs instead of A, B loan program, and this is what it is, and there's no
hmm,
there's no accessories.
right.
So
Yep,
that's good.
I agree.
I honestly learned new things about Primis today that I didn't know, and you know, it's I learned some new things about you. That's fun.
Yeah,
And
there's
I
always,
hope to
I know
I hope
there's
to have more
always
of these, and let's stay up to date on.
for sure.
Well, let's start a whole nother podcast about the what'd you call it, the fridge friends or
refrigerator buddy.
refrigerator buddies. That's
Yeah.
the new. That's the new. What's
It's
that
a
one podcast?
cheesy.
The Two Bears.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, it's going to be refrigerator buddies is the new
It,
podcast.
yeah, it's a cheesy phrase, cheesy term, but it's the premise behind it is important.
Yeah, I like what you did with the words there. Premise behind it.
Yeah,
like that was a good. That was a good roll through. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. So, hey, Bryan, thanks so much. We'll make sure to have Bryan's contact information in the description below on this video. Make sure you guys share and like, and reach out to Bryan. Just, I bet you can't beat him at pickleball. So you guys have a great week, and look forward to talking to you. Thanks, Bryan, for being on today.
Hey, thank you, Aaron, again for having me.
Talk soon.
All right, bye.